Digimon card game, sealed only, double diamond.
Hello Tamers, and welcome to the first episode of Double Diamond, which is episode 36 of the Sealed Only Challenge. We are opening 6 packs a week, just so that we don't end up with extra packs at the end of the season. If this is the first video that you've watched, please go back and watch some of our older ones and see how we've improved. Also, subscribe for more content like this. We do the Sealed Only Challenge, we do some deck profiles and some other stuff too. If you enjoy our content, please like and comment saying what you liked, and if you didn't like it, do the same but obviously dislike and let us know what we did wrong. We can only improve with your feedback. And now we will go into the pack openings.
Alright then, Tamers. So, for those who aren't aware, we're now on the Double Diamond saga of the Sealed Only series. What this means is essentially we're now cracking open Double Diamond stuff for our Sealed Only series. So, let's get into what we have. We got ourselves 1 pre-release pack per box. We have 4 boxes here. Depending on how everything goes, we aren't meant to be getting BT7 until February technically, but EX1 comes out in December, so we might add some stuff into there to see what we need. We don't need a lot of things from EX1 to make the decks work, but we probably do need a few packs at least to make things more interesting, especially some of the old archetypes that currently haven't got any additional support since then. So we get 2 packs of the promos per box, so we'll open these at the start, same with one of the pre-release packs, and we're going to open one of these over the course of a month. So we're going to open 6 packs per box, which means that every box now will be used up. We're not going to have these situations like we did before where we had that situation of like there was like 4 out of 5 packs left, or we're just having to like draw one from another carton, or we'd have to like find other things. Everything should basically be its own sealed system within a sealed system. So, with the power of editing, let's get this done and let's start cracking some packs open. Alright then, Tamers. So, this should be a fantastic time for us all. First one aware, we get a nice baby box topper, as well as getting ourselves access to an anniversary pack, which will be an alternate art for a card that's already been released. There's not really much in there that we need for the series. The only thing we are missing essentially would be something like Millenniumon. That'd just be nice as a card that we don't have. As I said before, we are getting 2 promos, and we are getting the pre-release pack, but only for the first opening. So let's take our 6 packs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's go to town and see what we can find. Let's do these first. So for the promo, we have ourselves a... So I don't think there's anything in here that I necessarily need. But the Guilmon would be quite cool. I got the Gabmon. So this is essentially the same as, I think it's the BT1 Agumon that searches a Tamer. And this one in searches lets you search a Tamer as well. Fun fact, they are not colour specific, so they can search white cards as well. Yeah, let's do both premium packs. Let's go promo. Ooh, smooth. Guilmon! Yeah! Love me some Guilmon. Guilmon, probably one of my favourite Digimons of all time. Hopefully we get ourselves some good support in EX2. That is where we're meant to be getting our support for Tamers. So for the anniversary pack. Oh, I think this is going to be Aldermon. It could be Phoenix, but I think it's going to be Alder. It's Aldermon. There we go. Didn't need one of these. I think we have like a playset of these already in the series. Not far off from one. So there we go. We're not playing too much though. Still a good card. And then we have the Breeze packs. Do we get some max rarity something? So I think a rare with pre-release is technically now max rarity, right? Okay, let's begin out. Alright, what we got here? We got ourselves a Agumon. Nice. And we got ourselves a Kidmon. Very nice. Oh, they've even put these in hologram. See, I didn't get to attend the pre-release, so I didn't get to see these, but I didn't realise they put the uncommons in holo now. So that's max. That's really cool, actually. We actually want to play that if we get any bonds of courage. So, Cinnamon, we will open this later. We probably will use it in the purple deck because I want to go for the Titamon build. We do have access to Leafmon. We do have access to a few other cards. We do have access to the Zerwurten thanks to like last saga. So we are doing pretty well for good staples. So we got ourselves a Gigadramon. Your turn, this Digimon is treated as a red card. It's pretty cool. And opponent's turn, this Digimon gets 2000 DP. Alright, we got an undeletion, delete one of your opponent's level 3 Digimon. Kind of cool for Rookie Rush, I think. Let me see that mean 2 key. Big Mamamon. Big chunky boy. Baruchimon. On play, if you have 3 or fewer security cards, trigger draw 2. I think this is a really good card. It only costs 4, 5000 DP, and you're drawing 2 cards. It's very similar to the Cauldron in the blue structure deck that we just got. Pretty cool. Stravamon. Once per turn, if this Digimon has hybrids or 10 4, you gain a memory. That's going to be really cool for next set, so keep hold of these if you get them. Deputymon, on play, reveal the top 4 cards of your deck. Add 1 Digimon card with 3 Musketeers in its type and or 1 option card with a memory cost of 7 amongst them to your hand. Trash the remaining cards. Your turn. This Digimon can digivolve into a Digimon card with 3 Musketeers in its type from your hand for a memory cost of 6, ignoring its digivolution requires. It's pretty good, but obviously sticks can really kind of screw over your players as well. Hookmon. Heritage effect in the level 4 is if you have a Digimon with System in its name, defeat one of your opponent's Digimon with 5000 DP or less. Essentially, just removing blockers from the field. Howling Memory. Trash the 2 Digivolution cards from the bottom of one of your opponent's Digimon. Then, one of your opponent's Digimon with no Digivolution cards can't attack or block until the end of your opponent's next turn. Then, place this card in the battle area. And then on the following turn, you can pop this to get yourself 2 memory. This is essentially a turn saver if you're trying to get out a Hexablamon but you're a bit stuck. It's pretty cool. Fly Bullet's probably one of the best purple option cards. If you have a Digimon with its name, you can use it to meet the color requirements. Defeat one of your opponent's level 6 or lower Digimon. Pretty damn cool. Essentially, you want to use this and Hell's Gate in your deck just because you are trying to get rid of 7s with Hell's Gate. Phenomon. If you attack an opponent's Digimon, trigger draw 1. I think it's really good in those decks that do want to essentially pierce a lot. It's obviously good in green. And then this is probably one of the underrated cards that no one really talks about. If you trash this card in your hand using one of your effects, trigger draw 1. So the reason why this is so good, and I don't think a lot of people realize why it's so good, is because essentially if you're just filling up your trash with cards that you don't necessarily need at that time, you can also just drag this out when you play like a map. Or if there's a card we get, well, or even I think we can do it with like Lilithmon, so you can bring it back and then you can trash it again and you can, you know, there's some pretty good cards with Lilithmon loot now. I'll play with the top 5 cards of your deck, add up to 2 Digimon cards with Hookmon, Justamon, or Systemon in their names amongst them to your hand. Place your remaining cards at the bottom of your deck in any order. This card is probably one of the best searches in the game, just because it lets you search for 2 of any of those things that are named. That was just the first pack, that was actually some magic. Pack number 2. Glaive Memory Boost, because apparently Grave is too scary of a word. Turn 1 purple Digimon card from the trash to your hand, then place this card at the bottom of your battle area, and then gain 2 memory. I mean, that's pretty good if you need to get a recurrence. Mouthmon, or you have 3 or fewer Digimon cards, this Digimon gets 1000 DP. Pasuramon, free cost 5000 DP. That's pretty good to throw down, boys and girls. Triggermon, or this Digimon's blocker, it gains 1000 DP. That's also pretty good. The Mercusmon, retaliation, and then on deletion, if you have 10 or more cards in your trash, you may play the Ornismon from your trash without paying its memory cost. I do think this is going to be like a very good budget deck, just to annoy people with, really. 8-1, super high DP, 2 to Digivolve into, but 6 cost can make it a bit more awkward. Forbidden Trident. Main, one of your Digimon gets 2000 DP, and when attacking, return one of your opponent's level 3 Digimon to yours. Hand, trash all the Digimon cards underneath it for the turn. It's not bad, really. The DP is nice, especially in blue, and it's only a 1 cost, so it's not terrible. Migma, if you have 3 officers cards, gain 2 memory. Again, this is very similar to the brackets we saw earlier. I think those are actually be pretty good later in the game. You may Digivolve this card from your hand onto one of your green Tamers, as if the Tamer was a level 3 Digimon. It's nice that we get hybrids now in green, and I do think this is probably the better one. Peldramon's kind of cool, but it only really works if you have, I think it is a Tamer underneath it. But Arbamon you can obviously just use when you need to use it. For Canamon, 1 punch Chads, you get your turn, or your opponent has an unsuspended Digimon in play. This Digimon gains security attack +1. Majaramon, when Digivolving, trash one of the Digimon cards at the top of one of your opponent's Digimon. It's pretty good, especially because those are the ones that normally give you like the security attacks as well, or they give you like another option that's pretty decent. When attacking, once per turn, if your opponent has no Digimon with Digivolution cards in play, unsuspend this Digimon. And ooh, that says a Dynasmon. When Digivolving, you may trash the top card of your security stack to reveal the top 6 cards of your deck. Add 2 level 6 or lower Digimon cards amongst them to your hand, trashing the remaining cards. All turns once per turn. When a card is recovered from your security stack, if you have 3 or fewer security cards, trigger recovery +1. So there's an interaction with this that I kind of hate, and that is the fact that let's put these over here. And that is that if you trigger the card removal with a TK and you go to free security, it remembers this interaction. Your TKO then put a 4th card back on top as part of its on-play effect. And then Dynasmon will add a 5th card to this deck. And the reason why I don't like the interaction is because it's one of the only cards that seems to remember a game state of play. Because most cards don't remember game state. And that's why I feel like that's a really weird interaction. Played some Yu-Gi-Oh over here, apparently. I did. Pack, no. So, also another thing as well is that we all have shiny cards in every single pack now, so you should never feel cheated. And most of the rares are actually pretty good. Ourselves a Magnadramon. This is also treated as a black card, so it's counterpart to the Gigadramon we saw earlier. And then on your turn, this Digimon gives you 2000 DP. Tinkerbell. On deletion, one of your opponent's Digimon gains Security Attack -1. So it's pretty good in Rookie Rush. I'm not sure if you ever use it in Rookie Rush, but it's still pretty good. Pajaramon, attacking once per turn, gain 1 memory. Deltamon, just a very weird looking level 4, 5 cost a bit high, 2 Digivolving 2.7 isn't too bad for DP wise. Tropical Venom, one of your opponent's Digimon gains on deletion, lose 2 memory till the end of your opponent's next turn. I still think this is really good. Unless I'm reading this wrong, but I do believe it's your opponent loses 2 memory, so essentially you hit this down, you pierce something, you gain 2 memory. Skull Mammothmon, the only blocker in this set, I believe, which made it really awkward for pre-release if you want to actually have a blocker. And then all turns, when you have 3 or fewer security cards, this Digimon gets 2000 DP. So this can be a 13 blocker, which is pretty good. Gazimon, while your opponent has no Digimon cards in play, this Digimon gains 2000 DP. It's pretty good if you are playing like the Hexablau or the Azul-Long deck. Flamemon, this card is fantastic. I'm going to say this now, hold these. These are like one of my top 5 cards in this set that you need to hold on to for next set. This gives you piercing if you have a hybrid or a 10 warriors. This card's going to be crazy. Because if you're playing red 10 warriors / hybrids, and you have out a Kaiser Greymon, you've got Blitz, you've got inherited effect of Delicate Plan, you've got piercing, you've got security attack, you've got unknowns, like I think there's like a load of plus attack as well. Yeah, you block, I kill you, you don't block, I kill you. Like, Flamemon's awesome. Fall of Ultramon, one of the other One Punch Chads. Reboot, fantastic. Obviously, you want to suspend during your opponent's turn, but if they have something like a Izzy and a Mimi in place, then it still affects them because it's on the turn that they suspend. You don't suspend during the end of your turn. It's weird. When one of your other Digimon is deleted, trigger Digivolve 1, which is pretty cool. That's on my opponent's turn, so if I do get my blocker destroyed, I can Digivolve something. If your opponent has a Digimon with no Digivolution cards in play, gain Jamming. Good old Majoramon. Ooh, here we go, our first tamer for these. So we've got a Sora and a Mimi. And start of your turn, if your opponent doesn't have a level 4 or lower Digimon in play, gain 2 memory. Your turn, when one of your purple Digimon attacks, you may suspend this tamer to trigger. Draw 1. Then, trash 1 card in your hand. Ooh, we'll just talk about him. Azul-Long. So when Digivolving, trash 1 Digivolution card from the bottom of all of your opponent's Digimon, then gain 1 memory for each of your opponent's Digimon with no Digivolution cards. This can be really good, and this can be really sucky, so once your opponent knows that you're playing this kind of deck, they kind of just won't let you do that to them. And that's why Hexablau didn't see a lot of play, well, a lot of good play during a lot of the last bit of meta because it was essentially wasn't getting the tempo it needed. Your turn. For each Digimon with no Digivolution cards your opponent has in play, this Digimon gains Security Attack +1. So there is a chance that if you're playing something like against Rookie Rush and they've got all those Digimon out there with no Digivolution sources, this card can be fantastic, and it can actually be literally the difference between them winning and you winning. And I do think people kind of forget how good certain cards like this actually are. Trying to make more of a eater pile. Pack number 4. I think we're doing alright so far, guys. I'm sure the editor's loving this right now. I'm probably going to yell at me when she sees this video. Ooh, our first ESOs. So this is the level 4 ESOs on play. You may play 1 white tamer card, play cost of 4 or less from your hand without paying its memory cost. Then your opponent may play 1 tamer card from their hand without paying the memory cost. So obviously this is kind of a double-edged sword, but at the end of the day, there could be a chance that they don't have a tamer in their hand, so sometimes you get lucky. When attacking, you may play 1 level white. When attacking, you may play 1 white tamer card with a play cost of 4 or less from your hand without paying its memory cost. Now I think the inheritance effects are pretty good. Chikurimon, security, at the end of the battle, trigger Digivolve on one of your opponent's Digimon. That's the treat. So it's kind of weird because obviously security don't normally like, hey, come to mine. But no, it's just essentially a Digivolve on a security card. It's pretty cool still. Shoutmon, when attacking, once per turn, if the Digimon has Blitz, trigger draw 1. It's pretty good to have an extra Shoutmon in the decks if you are playing Shoutmon, because it can search yourself with the search of Shoutmon from the last set. Mistymon, when a card removes from your security stack, one of your opponents, Digimon gets minus 2000 DP for the turn. Pretty good because you can kill things that way. Goblinmon, your turn, once per turn, when you trash a card in your hand using one of your effects, this Digimon gets 2000 DP for the turn. Another Tropical Venom. Sauramon, when evolving, get Blitz. This Digimon can attack when its opponent has one memory or more. It's pretty cool because this is a level 5. Now the issue is if you want to attack with Blitz, you are going to be probably an 8k. There might be a chance that you could be a 10 or 11k, but I think the likelihood is you're still probably going to be an 8k. Maramon, when attacking, this Digimon attacks a player. It gets 1000 DP with it, as we were just saying. There's always a chance that things might work out together. Tropiamon. When attacking, spend one of your opponent's Digimon with 5000 DP or less, and that's pretty good for anything that wants to pierce in. Although at 3, it's quite a heavy cost. Go Walt Schwarmer. I do apologize, my German is very bad. If you have a Digimon with 3 Musketeers in its types in play, you may use this option card without meeting its color requirements. Main, delete all Digimon with play cost of 7 or less. Pretty nice. Not the greatest card in the world, but I do think it's pretty good. Alright, we're our second tamer from this opening. Your turn. One of your Digimon, Gabmon or Garurumon is in its name, moves from the breeding area to the battle area. Gain 1 memory and trigger. Draw 1. But what people think that's pretty damn good. Once per turn, Digivolve your Gabmon into 1 Gabmon Bonds of Friendship in your hand for a Digimon cost, ignoring its level. If you do, trash the top 2 cards of your security. Then, if you have 1 or more security cards, delete this Digimon at the end of your turn. Now that the deletion, so the deletion only actually happens if you do the warp Digivolve into bonds, because there's a few people out there who thinks that it's bonds itself that dies if Matt's on the field. It's not, it's only if you warp Digivolve it. Start of your turn. If you have 2 memoryless, set your memory to 3. Your turn. When you play an Isomon, you may suspend this tamer to reveal the top 3 cards of your deck. Add 1 tamer card or 1 Digimon card with Iso name amongst them to your hand. Place remaining cards at the bottom of your deck in any order. Opponent's turn. When you have an Isomon in play, your opponent's tamers don't unsuspend during their unsuspend phase. So she gets pretty mean. We saw that from that Argamon last set. So we've had 2 super rares so far. We've had lots of shiny cards. You know how I feel about shiny cards, girls and girls. We have a Poisumon. We have a Skormouthmon. We have a Kinkakumon. When attacking, you may trash 1 card from the hand to delete one of your opponent's level 3 Digimon. Asaurus. Forbidden Trident. Bluchimon. Boogeyman. Acid Injection for a 1-cost trash top card of your security deck. Then, one of your opponent's Digimon gets minus 5000 DP for that turn. So I don't dislike this because you were basically removing a defender from the field, in most cases. Kuyamon, when one of your opponent's Digimon cards is trashed, trigger, draw 1. Great for Hexablau and the Azulong deck. And I think there's a few other decks that do like to do that as well, but those are the main ones. Junkmon, on deletion, gain 1 memory. That is a... Don't look at that. Inherited effect, which is still pretty cool, especially in black. Manticoremon, when attacking, you may trash the top card of your security deck to have one of your opponent's Digimon get minus 5000 DP for the turn. Essentially it has the exact same effect as its previous card. That's pretty cool. And then we have Titamon. Now Titamon is, I think, going to be a fan favourite. It plays purple a little differently than we have seen, but it does incorporate kind of the Lilith loop if you want to. This card is fantastic. When Digivolving, trash 1 card in your hand. Then you may play 1 purple level 4 or lower Digimon card from your trash for paying its memory card. Your turn. Once per turn. Put a trash card in your hand using one of your effects. This Digimon gets 2000 DP and you tap +1 for the turn. Chucking it out with a Titamon. That's Pat Magic. I'm glad that we got the Sunamon now, because it makes more sense. So we got a Gigadramon. Okay, Mamuskamon. Parabolic Junk. Main. Oh my god. Digimon gains the undeletion gain 2 memory until the end of your opponent's next turn. This card in his hand. So if you're going to like crash in with black, which does happen quite a bit, this kind of just gives you more of an incentive to do so. Knifemon. Eldoradiumon. So this is a common, which I thought was a bit strange, but it's kind of a decent Digimon, and that is a Security Tech +1, and then your opponent's effects can't reduce this Digimon's DP. So this is essentially the on-play effects from like Nightmons, this is the Starmons, the effect of Voldararm, so Voldararm would have to strike into you if you've swung that turn. Isamon, this is the level 5. You can include up to 50 copies of this card with this card's card number being your deck. When attacking, you may play 1 level 5 or lower Isamon from your hand without paying its memory cost. Inherited. Your turn, this Digimon gets plus 1000. Your turn, this Digimon gets plus 1000 DP. With a Glaive memory boost. Bibimon! When attacking once per turn, if you have 3 security cards, you gain a memory. It's pretty good, and you'll get very better. You'll get even better during the next set. Pokemon. Digiburst 2. Your Digimon can't be blocked by your opponent's Digimon for the turn. That's pretty cool. It's a cheap, it's a free cost. Wish that was a 2-cost, it would make more sense, but I suppose it is a bit of a dodgy one. On play, you may trash one card from your hand. If you do, return one Digimon card with 7 Great Demon Lords or 3 Musketeers inside from your trash to your hand. Essentially, this is trash search for any of the cards that we currently have available, which in our case would be Beelzemon, Beelzestar, Magna Kid, and Gundramon. Oh, okay. So Ancient Troy is a rare. That's my fault. I thought Ancient Troy was a super rare. Super rare. Opponent's turn. When an opponent's Digimon attacks, spend up to 2 of their Digimon without blocker. On deletion, you may play 1 green level 4 or lower Digimon card with hybrid in its form from your hand without paying its money cost. Ooh, we got a Pulsemon. On play, you may trash cards from the top of your security stack until you have 3 left. Gain 1 memory for each security card trashed. And then on effects, if you have 3 security cards, this Digimon gets jamming. And use that on its evolution, which gives you, I think it gives you security attack +1. So that's the opening for this week. We can actually look at our decks and maybe change them up a little bit, especially the purple and the green. I think that's going to get quite a little bit of a shuffle. But we'll see you in the next bit then. Have fun, Tamers.
First up is our lovely blue deck. We're going to take out a Demi Vmon and put in a Kyoramon, taking out Strabimon, put in a Gizamon, take out Paildramon and put in a Marjuramon, taking out Imperialdramon and putting in an Azulongmon, taking out Aquaviper and putting in Howling Memory Boost. Yellow deck has just 1 change this week. We're going to take out Bushyogamon and put in a Pulsemon. Green's going to get a little bit of love this week. We're going to take out Rafflesimon for Ancient Troymon. We're going to take out a Digitama Argamon for a Pinamon, removing 2 Flower Cannons for 2 Tropical Venoms. Next, black has a couple of deck changes. We're going to take out Toy Ogamon for Junkmon, another Toy Ogamon for Chigurimon, a Black Mac Galgamon for a Volcanomon, a Black War Greymon for a Pile Volcamon, and a Ogamon for a Parabolic Junk. And finally, the purple deck's going to get a lot of love this week. We're taking out an Earthshaker, putting in an Underworld's Call, removing a Nailbone, putting in a Glaive Memory Boost, taking out Megadramon, putting in Titamon, removing Gigimon, putting in the Box Topper Tsunamon, removing Fake Ogamon Expert, putting in a Goblimon, taking out Chaos Gallantmon, putting in a Lilithmon, removing another Nailbone for another Glaive Memory Boost, taking out the Mimi for a Sora and Mimi, taking out another Chaos Gallantmon for another Lilithmon, and a third Chaos Gallantmon for the final Lilithmon. And that is all the deck changes for this week. Let's go into the battles. Green versus purple. Purple goes first. Place Demi-Meramon. Digivolves into Candlemon. Draws. Plays a Mat. Plays a Yokomon. Digivolves into Lalamon. Draws. Digivolves into Weedmon. Draws. Plays a Mimi. Purple draws. Promotes Candlemon. Plays a Candlemon. Attacks with Candlemon, hitting a Tentamon. Plays a Candlemon. Green draws, promotes Weedmon. Plays a Goblinmon. Digivolves into Weedmon, draws. Digizorbs into Blossommon, draws. Suspends Mimi, activating her effect, playing a Yokomon. Digivolves into Terriermon, draws. Digivolves into Lilymon, draws, activating its effect. Purple draws, plays a Sunamon, unsuspends, Digivolves into Devimon, draws, attacks with Candlemon, hitting an Izzy and Mimi, attacks with Candlemon, hitting a Grand Quagamon, being deleted, Digivolves into Skullmeramon, draws, Digivolves into Titamon, draws, activating its effect, playing a Candlemon. Green draws, unsuspends, promotes Terriermon, suspends Mimi, activating her effect, playing a Pinamon. Digivolves into Terriermon, draws, Digivolves into Stingmon, draws. Digivolves into Capiteriamon, draws. Digivolves into Hercules Capitariumon, draws. Digibursts, activating its effect. Attacks of Lilymon, suspending Izzy and Mimi, activating their effect, but fails to trigger. Hitting a Hell's Gate. Plays a Tentamon, activating its effect. Purple draws. Digivolves into Tsukaimon, draws, unsuspends. Attacks of Candlemon, hitting a Grand Quagamon, being deleted, activating its effect. Plays a Glaive Memory Boost, activating its effect. Digivolves into Devimon, draws. Green unsuspends, draws. Promotes Stingmon. Suspends Mimi, activating her effect to play a Yokomon. Digivolves into Argamon, draws. Attacks of Lilymon, suspending Izzy and Mimi, activating their effect, but fails to trigger. Being deleted. Attacks of Stingmon, hitting a Meramon, being deleted. Digivolves into Argamon, draws. Digivolves into Capitariumon, draws. Plays a Needle Spray, activating its effect. Attacks Devimon with Argamon. Digivolves into Mega Capitariumon, draws. Purple draws, promotes Tsukaimon. Digivolves into Vilemon, draws. Trashes Glaive Memory Boost, activating its effect. Digivolves into Black War Growlmon, draws. Digibursts, activating its effect. Playing a Candlemon. Digivolves into Lilithmon, draws. Activating its effect. Green unsuspends. Draws. Promotes Argamon. Suspends Mimi, activating its effect, playing a Yokomon. Digivolves into Lalamon, draws. Attacks with Mega Capitariumon, suspending Izzy and Mimi, activating their effect, but fails to trigger. Attacks of Argamon, hitting an Earthshaker. Attacks of Argamon, winning the game. Yellow versus blue. Yellow goes first, plays a Pikmon, Digivolves into Salamon, draws. Plays a Coatmon, activating its effect. Blue draws. Plays Anupamon, Digivolves into Balukamon, draws. Digivolves into Gorillamon, draws. Plays a Davis, activating its effect. Yellow draws. Promotes Salamon. Digivolves into Gladimon, draws. Digivolves into Angelwoman, draws. Blue draws, promotes Gorillamon. Digivolves into Cryspelgemon, draws, activating its effect. Plays an Absolute Blast. activating its effect. Yellow draws, plays a Pikmon, digivolves into Bushy Ogumon, draws, plays a Kairi, plays a Starmon, activating its effect. Blue draws, plays a Demi-Vmon, digivolves into Gabumon, draws, plays a Strabimon, activating its effect, but fails to trigger. Plays a Sora and Joe. Yellow draws, promotes Bushiogumon, attacks with Starmon hitting Kyolimon, attacks with Salamon hitting a Strabimon, attacks with Bushiogumon hitting a Belucamon, plays a Gladimon, activating its effect, but fails to trigger. Plays a Starmon, activating its effect. Blue draws, digivolves into Hexablaumon, draws, digivolves into Gorillamon, draws, attacks of Hexablaumon, activating its effect, hitting a Copemon, hitting a Starmon. Digivolves into Beowulfmon, draws. Yellow draws, plays a Pikmon, digivolves into Bushiogumon, draws, digivolves into Angewwoman, draws, activating its effect, digivolves into Lord Nightmon, draws, blue unsuspends, draws, promotes Beowulfmon, digivolves into Azulongmon, draws, activating its effect, attacks with Hexablaumon, activating its effect, attacks with Azulongmon, hitting a TK, activating its effect, hitting a Spiral Masquerade, activating its effect, hitting a Lord Nightmon, plays a Strabimon, activating its effect, yellow draws, promotes Bushiogumon, plays a Pulsemon, activating its effect, attacks with Bushiogumon, hitting Absolute Bast, activating its effect, plays a Copemon, activating its effect, blue unsuspends, draws, plays an Upamon, digivolves into Belucamon, draws, digivolves into Paildramon, draws, digivolves into Margiramon, draws, attacks with Azulongmon, winning the game. Black versus red. Black goes first, plays a Kapurimon, digivolves into Chikurimon, draws, plays an Izzy, activating its effect, Red draws, plays a Koromon, Digivolves into Agumon, draws, Digivolves into Monochromon, draws, Digivolves into Volcdramon, draws, Black draws, Digivolves into Tankmon, draws, Digivolves into Waramonzamon, draws, Digivolves into Parvolcamon, draws, Red draws, promotes Volcdramon, attacks with Volcdramon, hitting an Agumon, plays an Agumon, activating its effect, Digivolves into Greymon, draws, Black draws, promotes Parvolcamon, attacks with Parvolcamon, hitting a Skull Greymon. Plays a Commandramon, Digivolves into Black Galgamon, draws, Red Unsuspense, draws, plays a Koromon. Black reboots. Red attacks with Greymon, hitting a Black Galgamon, being deleted. Digivolves into Gallantmon, draws, Black draws. Plays a Kapurimon, Digivolves into Agumon, draws. Digivolves into Waramonzamon, draws. Digivolves into Dark Tyrannomon, draws. Attacks with Parvolcamon, hitting a Monochromon. Plays a Parabolic Junk, activating its effect. Attacks with Waramonzamon, hitting a Nokia, activating its effect, playing an Agumon. Digivolves into Metal Garurumon, draws, Digibursts, activating its effect, reboots. Red draws, Digivolves into Agumon, draws. Attacks with Gallantmon, hitting a Black Galgamon. Digivolves into Omnimon, draws, activating its effect. Black draws. Attacks with Metal Garurumon, hitting a Nokia. Promotes Dark Tyrannomon. Digivolves into Omnimon's Wart, draws, activating its effect. Playing 2 Waramonzamons. Red unsuspends, draws, promotes Agumon, attacks with Omnimon, hitting a toy Agumon, activating Omnimon's effect, attacks with Omnimon, hitting a Junkmon, Digivolves into Greymon, draws, activating its effect, suspends Nokia, activating its effect. Digivolves into Lavagritamon, draws. Plays a Transcendent Sword, activating its effect. Black draws. Plays a Sumimon, Digivolves into Commandramon, draws. Digivolves into Greymon, draws. Digivolves into Black Galgamon, draws. Attacks with Waramonzamon, hitting an Aldermon. Attacks with Waramonzamon, winning the game. This is Layla Swiftly signing out. Hopefully you've enjoyed our first episode of the BT6 format. If you have, please let us know what you enjoyed. The battles were very back and forth, which is really good, obviously putting up a little bit of a fight each time. If you do notice any misplays, please let us know, because this is a new format, so we're not really 100% sure. We think we played appropriately and followed the rules. Other than that, have a lovely Digimon Sunday. I'm sorry this episode is late out. The younger two have been rather unwell, and now I've come down with a sore throat, so recording this hasn't really been a huge priority. Other than that, thank you for watching, and we will see you next week. Hopefully I can get on top of this editing malarkey this week. Ta-ra!